It's Chegel. The Silence. Transform 1. 2 colorless cards with a silver crucible. I don't mind the crucible. Upgraded cards are very good. Especially if we can find a nice multi-elite act to make up that extra relic from upgraded cards. Maybe not. We got a couple of different 2 elite paths, but only one 3 elite path, and it does have upgrades along it already. Maybe not too important. Maybe not too important. A transform is good. A transform on the defend. Hopefully roll an attack, or we can take lead paperweight. 1 of 2 colorless cards to add to your deck. Colorless cards do present some interesting options early, especially around more card generation and the powers that they offer. Silent does like her relic though, especially her common relics. Let's take a transform on a defend. We get a calculated gamble. Okay, so off to a Sly enabler already. Now we need to commit to either 2 events or 5 fights. She doesn't. We do need to find damage. Maybe an early upgrade or remove can be especially good though. We already have the calculate gamble. Let's just take card rewards and look for slides. I suppose we do have to take a little bit of damage here over the top. But we can get the kill now. Beautiful. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Vulnerable potion. Noxious Fumes. Anticipate or Acrobatics. Acrobatics is another payoff. Noxious Fumes is some damage though. It also lets us pay off some of the poison trigger effects repeatedly, turn by turn, which can be quite good. How much we're looking at here? We're looking at 14. I need to triple defend this. Maybe I should get down 1 Noxious Fumes. Defend, gamble. See if we can draw. No, I should have. Yeah, I should have held the defend for the survivor. I see. Because I was drawing for the neutralize. I could have also been drawing for survivor. That was my mistake. Three damage on it. Beautiful. Snakebite, retain for 7 poison, or another source of weak. I don't mind Snakebite. It is not too hard to actually try and weave in because of its retain and because you do have a lot of weak on the silent. Do I take 3 here to? Yeah, let's take the 3 to start applying the poison now. It's a small hit, and it probably lets us get away with the least amount of damage we're likely to take in this fight. Although I say that as I take 3 more. Well, six damage to get through. Isn't too bad. Bubble. If the enemy has poison, apply 9. Legsweep or Ricochet for our Sly. We do have the calculated gamble. Ricochet is kind of just decent already. 3 damage to a random enemy 4 times. I think given that we already have 2 poison cards, our Bubble already feels enabled. That said though, Legsweep is a very, very strong defensive option. Even I feel like a defend plus is really important for every character in the game right now. And the Legsweep really helps us do that. although it can't be played alongside Snakebite, notably. And maybe that's a good reason that Bubble is not really that great here, because Noxious Fumes is a little bit slow and Snakebite's a little bit restrictive. Yeah, let's take the Legsweep. We'll take one event here. We got some good cards. We can lose the Potion of Binding for an upgraded uncommon power. An upgraded common skill could be acrobatics, or it could be something like a Sly card. An upgraded uncommon power. What are you going to be? You're going to be Noxious Fumes, or you're going to be Accuracy, or Well-Laid Plans. There's a couple of strange ones. That said, the Potion of Binding is, I think, worse than the Potion of Vulnerable for killing elites. Let's give that up, and we do get the option of Infinite Blades, Noxious Fumes plus, or Well-Laid Plans plus. Yeah, perfect. Infinite Blades, 4 damage per turn. We can take the second Fumes, I think. It very... the fumes stack with each other to scale much more aggressively. And we have the Legsweep here, blocking for 8. We can apply a weak here. We can apply a weak here as well. And get down the Fumes. We take 2 more damage to get down this Fumes. Does it actually speed up our kill? Oh, we can full block next turn. Sure, we'll be fine. I think I do want to draw strikes here, so let's calc gamble and go for those strikes. Beautiful. So 7 poison over here on the back. Let's apply our strikes. And now this should die and they should all stun. Beautiful. We apply the next batch of poison. And then this one will die and they all stun. Well, they'll all die together actually. Beautiful. Memento Mori. There's a lot of damage once it gets going. We'll take a Piercing Wail. Just another solid defensive card. We can rest for 21. I would like to upgrade, I think, this other Noxious Fumes though. Or maybe the Legsweep. Legsweep upgrade is very good. While we have Calculated Gamble, I think I can keep the Neutralize in rotation a little bit more. So let's take some extra damage. And this is a good one for Noxious Fumes to be against, because the we do want to scale up our damage somewhat quickly, but we also need to apply every single turn. So yeah, pretty happy to see it. Yeah, we can wail and survive it here. And we're capped out on damage per turn. But the fight is done. And even if it wasn't, we were ready to block. Parrying Shield, beautiful. Some extra damage. Backstab and calculate gamble or deflect. Backstab is good opening damage with. We have enough damage in these fumes already though. Deflect can be good if we have card draw. And to calculate gamble, I think if I take the second gamble here, we can take Sly with only the gambles. Yeah, let's do it. 190 gold. Do we go to a shop? Sleeping at the campfire or an upgrade on a Legsweep. Both look pretty good here. Yeah, maybe we just sleep at the campfire. And hurry on. Take the heal. Centennial Puzzle. And we have the Living Fog. Take 1 from the fog. Not bad. Now we're just going to have to make sure that our skill is high impact here. We can... yeah, apply the weak. 8 damage and 6 damage. If I deal 6 here, unfortunately it's not... yeah, we'll play the Noxious Fumes. Unfortunately we won't have enough damage to actually avoid the explosion. Though now we will. I can put 1 here. I can put 1 here. Oh, now I can't defend. Damn it. Because that was a skill. Totally forgot. In my mind, it's an attack, you know? So it even has a bite animation. We have the pounce, the poison stab, and the backflip. We'll take a backflip. For sure. Took slightly more damage than I would like, but we're still totally fine. We have the Terror Eel. We can Legsweep here to basically full block. Yeah, golden. Gonna trigger the Centennial Puzzle here as well. Let's Survivor and Strike. And the damage is going to build up quickly. Do we calc gamble here? Yeah, I think so. Another defend. Oh, we can get a survivor. Beautiful. 3 by 3. This will stun it, so we can deal damage here. Beautiful. Still on 48, we get the Sturdy Clamp. Up to 10 block persists across turns. That's very cool. And I think it's also going to make our make a deck go the distance. We'll all Kokor here. I think we probably want to kill this back one first because it does scale harder. Kokor, and here's my Noxious Fumes. Kokor. We got the whale. Mm-hmm. It's 10 block. Oh, so we always keep 10. Grand finale. Here we go. Can only be played if there are no cards in your draw pile. 50 damage to all enemies. How's our draw pile looking? We have 2 calculated gambles and a backflip. So that's already well on the way to making grand finale what it needs to be. Blocking for 12 here. We'll take 2 over the top to get down you. Oh yeah, of course, parrying shield is also dealing a good amount of damage through. Whenever Fossil Stalker deals unblocked attack damage, it gains 3 strength. Bit of a sneaky one. We are full blocking here. Let's gamble for the ricochet. And yeah, we'll let Noxious Fumes down next turn. Hold the snake bite. Do we have enough damage? 5 plus 7 plus a strike. Yeah, beautiful. Another ricochet, a slice or a follow through. 6 damage AoE. and it allows us to weaken as we go through as well. I think I'll take the strength potion over the flex potion because we just don't have any like shivs or multi-attack at the moment. It's more of a slow burn kind of situation. Now for this fight, setting up the grand finale would be very, very wise. What we can do is count a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puts us to 9 cards. If we play a Legsweep and then calculate a gamble, the next hand takes us down to 4 and then backflip. Takes us down to 2. If we cycle all the cards, we go down to 1. If we play a strike and then cycle, it'll take us down to 0 in 2 turns. But then we've got a 1 in 3 chance of grand finale actually being in that hand. Okay, so what we might do is just play for the Noxious cards. Well, there's the grand finale. Can we do anything with this potion, maybe? The answer is unfortunately no, I don't think. Piercing well wears off. Blocking for 17, and if we overblock by 10, we can still retain it, so I'm just going to overblock as much as possible. Thank you, Sturdy Clamp. I reckon the Sturdy Clamp is going to carry us through a lot of damage that we otherwise would take. We can grand finale here, if we think about it carefully. So gamble here draws 5. There's a backflip in the bin. There's a 2 in 7 chance that we don't draw that backflip, in which case we will need to use the Swift Potion. Let's let's take that 2 in 7. That's fine. There we go. Beautiful. Backflip. Grand finale. Love it. Oh, Intimidating Helmet. Very underrated card in my opinion. Acrobatics. Another variable amount of card draw. Let's upgrade. I think a Calculate Gamble to Retain is quite good. Grand Finale doesn't need to be upgraded for quite a while. Let's upgrade Acrobatics. And we have you, the Lagavulin Matriarch. We're going to get down our powers and start her off with a lot of poison already. Or, if we can open with a grand finale, that would be wise. Noxious Fumes. Now we can calc gamble here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to draw the next Noxious Fumes and get that down as well. What does that look like? She takes the ricochet damage, so she doesn't actually wake up to do that because she can block all 12. There we go, beautiful. And there's the second Noxious Fumes. Now we're on the second deck cycle and both Noxious Fumes are down. There's, yeah, beautiful. All right, and we're gonna open it up now. This hand's kind of sucky, but what we're gonna open with. As soon as she takes the poison damage, she's gonna wake up. So there's really no way around it. Legsweep. Full blocks already because of the Intimidating Helm. We'll play the Survivor as well to buff up the Sturdy Clamp. I totally forgot the Sturdy Clamp would carry it through. We could have actually played it earlier as well. Piercing Whale, I think, should full block with the Snakebite as well. Good chance to get it through. We'll continue the week as best we can. Acro here. Yeah, we'll just discard the strike and keep our defense going. Well, snake bite when we are already blocking, keeping 10 block around. Beautiful. Do I have any draw for that? The answer is no. Poison. We can gamble here for the ricochet. We can just buff up our block a little bit further. 4 cards. Actually, let's see if this it draws Grand Finale. The answer is no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we can Grand Finale here. You 48 damage. She's gonna die to poison. Beautiful. Look at that. After image, whenever you play a card, gain a block or abrasive for slide, dexterity, and thorns, or echoing slash 10 damage to all enemies. Repeat this effect for each enemy killed. Echoing slash can definitely tear a hallway fight up. Now, which will it be? After image. I think is the kind of scaling that makes, especially alongside Sturdy Clamp, the kind of scaling that gives us a lot of resilience even to bad hands. Do we need abrasive? Dexterity goes a long way, even 1 dexterity. What's the upgrade on you? 6 thorns. I'm not too worried about the thorns damage. We're really quite good for damage. A little bit of thorns helps, but yeah, I think we'll take the after image. After image is also a really good card to clone. So if we got the clone here, that could be worth it. Infection, Blight, take and go. Ouroboros does not want to see us. We got a couple of new cards here from Ouroboros. Archaic Tooth, transform Neutralize into Suppress. 0 cost innate, deal 11 damage and apply 3 weak. That's really good. And also look at that art. That's crazy. Radiant Pearl. At the start of each combat, add 1 luminescence into your hand. It's a 2 energy. It's 2 miracles for sure. Gear Glass. See 15 cards from the defect. Choose any number of them to add to your deck. That's crazy. I don't know about that though. Look, a Suppress could absolutely be it. That said, Luminescence. Luminesse is very, very good. It does exhaust, but it becomes the card that we can remove exhaust from should we run into the grave. And it takes advantage of card draw by generating energy from cards. It also doesn't take up a card draw, so we start with an 8-card hand. I'm kind of talking myself into it. The primary advantage of the Suppress is that it is 0 cost damage to take advantage of card draw and also 3 weak. To keep weak applied whilst we cycle the deck, which we already can do though, with Neutralize and Legsweep by themselves. And we can also deal damage with our card draw from Grand Finale. So I'm going to take this Luminous. Taking any number of defect cards also sounds pretty dumb, but unfortunately, I don't really think there's capacity for it here. We've got a couple of different ways to do 3 elite acts. This is a nice block, as is you. We can escape this way for card rewards. We can escape this way for an event. How do we have to come into that though? We can come in through a shop. No, we can't come in through a shop unless we abstain from this elite. We can take an elite if we go through the right-hand path and the shop. And then we have to take these 2 hallway fights towards the end. I do not mind Act 2 events. Certainly don't mind Act 2 events. Oh, you know what? We can choose either a campfire or an event or a shop here. That's kind of a decision block as well. Okay, we'll take these events, I think. In case one of them is a shop, we have 450 gold. Starting with 16 cards in deck. She's going to steal something, this bug, and I'm happy for it to happen. Because that's an opportunity for us to get a card remove. Yeah, let's start with acrobatics here. Let's see what it's about. Discard 8. Let's see the backflip. Unfortunately, it is the grand finale. Okay, so we're not digging for a grand finale right at this moment. We can just after image and the Legsweep and apply the neutralize as well to keep the block, to keep the weakness going. And we're pretty much always going to have the sturdy clamp active just because of the nature of this. Calculate gamble is pretty good. Yeah, I prefer you didn't take that. Actually. We might just hit the grand finale here anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we play 1 defend, calc gamble, grand finale. Superfluous grand finale, I'll still take it. We'll take back the calc gamble almost for sure. Untouchable or backflip plus. Ooh, impressive. Untouchable is a really nice payoff here for our calc gambles and our discard. It's also already upgraded. 12 block is so much. Backflip continues to enable the grand finale. It is a little bit weaker as enablers go. And untouchable is a very strong payoff. So we'll take the untouchable right now. If that was an acrobatics, I probably would have taken the acrobatics, but maybe for now, not so much. There's a colossal flower growing atop a mountain of bones. As its color shifting petals pulsate, you sense there is a powerful cluster of pollen in the center. How much damage we're going to have to take for this? We're at full, so I'll take it. We'll lose 5. We'll lose 6. 75 gold or 6. Well, we're not shopping anytime soon. Obtain the pollen's core. Every 4 turns, draw 2 additional cards, or 135 gold. 135 gold seems really good. Yeah. This could be a shop. It's not. It's the roaches, the exoskeletons. We'll hold the luminance. We can just, yeah, build up our block. Thank you, Sturdy Clap. 12 cards in deck, 8 cards in deck. Unfortunately, there's the grand finale. Okay, that's how it be. Guards. A gambler's brew. Between Swift Potion, Gambler's Brew, and a Vulnerable, we should be able to explode anyone that we would like to explode. We can take a well-laid plans, since we have the grand finale especially. Well-laid plans will pay that off when we draw it early, like right now. We can backflip as well. After image. Beautiful. Do I want to play any of this? No, not really. Just hold that. So there's a Thorns turn. We're just going to play our Survivor on Untouchable. Huge. I can play the Snakebite, I suppose. Nah, it's totally fine. If we upgrade these Calculate Gambles as well, we can retain even more. And there should be a draw 2 in the deck somewhere. There is not. Trying to think of how I can manipulate these numbers at all. There's really not much, I don't think, to do it. We'll just keep holding Grand Finale. When we get the opportunity to pop it, it'll be great. So. Thorns, blocking for 23. Here we go. We can get Acrobatics here again. 10 cards in deck. Here we go, Natural 5 and Grand Finale. Again, the Superfluous Grand Finale. Okay. Footwork or Tactician. Tactician, yeah. Tactician for sure. 600 gold or a 600 gold shop or an elite. Look, I do just want to kill a bunch of elites, to be honest. Yeah, let's just kill a bunch of elites. We're good for it. Oh, that was a mistake. I put the Dazed in my deck. Damn it. I might need to calc here for 1 to solve that. Okay. It is solved though. Petrified Toad. Unfortunately, that doesn't do anything. Escape Plan. I'll take it. And we have the 3 bugs. Can After Image Acro here. Yeah, let's build up the block. I suppose I can survive this Ricochet as well. 4x2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can calc gamble here, but then we calc gambling without well-laid plans. So let's play out the well-laid plans. I do want to play the Snakebite for the intimidating helmet. Alrighty, and here's our finale. Gets them 1. Dexterity Potion. Anticipate Leading Strike. We'll just keep the card draw, I think. What's a good upgrade for us right now? Tactician, Wall Plans, both very good. Or we can take, instead of a campfire, we can take this shop. Shop is looking very juicy, certainly. We can go here, through. Okay. I'm avoiding it, but it really is just the most powerful thing that we can do. Another grand finale. One is enough. Restlessness. If your hand's empty, draw 2 cards and gain 2 energy. That's a 0 cost retain as well, so we can just play it for 0 for no effect for the purposes of manipulating our hand size, which I think is notable as well. The Lee's Waffle is very good. It's a heal, currently for 25, plus 7 additional, so 32. We don't need footwork, I don't think. Especially not to pay for it. Yeah, let's take Lee's Waffle here. And the Restlessness as well. That'll do it. That'll do it, I think. War Paint, 2 random skill upgrades. Beautiful. Kind of like our free legwork right there. Here we have the well-laid plans for the grand finale. Though notably we are missing an easy way, a straightforward way to block. We need 24 block for this. Oh no, we're good. We're good. There's the piercing whale. Beautiful. Currently needing 0 block. So golden. $12 cards left in deck. This might be one of our Swift potions. Give it a shot. Unfortunately, the strikes are still in there. That's still bad. I really wanted that acrobatics or the calculated gamble for the leg sweep or the after image or the untouchable. So yeah, 5 cards in there that would have solved this problem. Okay. Unfortunately, we are taking a hit unless we use another potion. 9. Yeah, look, it's fine. It's not like the way you want to use your potions. I suppose it is exactly how you want to use your potions, right? For like dead hands. Discarding 9 cards. We'll draw 9 and we'll just play out this grand finale. Oh, I'm weak. Damn it. A mirage. Nah. We'll take an upgrade here on the well-laid plans, I think. For more retain. Yeah, let's head up this way. We have the prism. So our luminescence is upgraded now because it starts upgraded. So we have a potion slot for this rock actually as well. Do I really want to take 22? Let's draw. We can play the untouchable. To trigger the intimidating helmet as well. Here we can acrobatics. Beautiful. Why are weak? Oh, we can discard the ricochet. Here we do land the grand finale. And a piercing one. Double escape plan. If we find anywhere that exhaust, trade the intimidating helmet for a mummified hand, the sturdy clamp for an amethyst aubergine, or the centennial puzzle for a leather opener. With double escape plan, that leather opener looks really good. The mummified hand also looks excellent though, with after image. Well laid plans. Noxious Fumes ×2. Intimidating helmet. We have scaled a little bit past intimidating helmet, haven't we? Especially with our bellows upgrading our starting hand. Yeah. Let's take the hand. The mummified hand. take the Dex with the Sly here, because we have the Mummy hand especially. The Hunt is excellent. A little bit hard to set up with the Grand Finale and with Poison. Burst is excellent. It's a little bit harder to arrange a good burst with cards like Acrobatics Plus and Calculated Gamble. It kind of just is more, kind of just equivalent to having more copies. And you often reach hand size, whereas Abrasive will give us that Dex. Having Dex on Sly, I think, is more than good enough. And the Thorns are just gravy. Add 1 Enthralled to your deck. Gain energy at the start of each turn. Remove 5 cards out of Folly or Music Box. Create an ethereal copy of the first attack you play each turn. Interesting. Well, I'm not really playing many attacks. And Preserved Fog is 5 removes. Let's just see how the act looks in terms of shops. We have one here early. We have 2 here late, depending on how we path. Can even take some extra elites to do that. Or we can take a 3 elite path down the right hand side with no shops. That does not seem rewarding. I think I would prefer to go the 2 shops and 2 elites. Then 3 and then 0 shops and 3 elites. 3 and none. In which case, let's take the Preserve Fog. This will give us 5 removes, so we can remove all these strikes. And we can also remove a bad card, like Basic Defend. Or Basic Neutralize, or Snake Bite. We'll remove the Defend. Snake Bite at least holds on in its hand. Now we are stuck with the Folly, that's okay though. Down back to 19 cards in deck, which is excellent. Nice. I like it. I like it. Deck works well with the Preserved Fog. Coming at us for 21. We're well set for 21, not a worry. Prepared Plus is really good here. Exposed is a lot of damage, and the exhaust itself removes all artifact, removes all block, and applies to vuln. Game piece though, whenever you play a power, draw a card. That is more than enough with the mummy hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 powers. It almost lets us take this extra Noxious Fumes for value. Take a remove as well. Yeah, just a regular defend is fine. We will be going to another shop, so we will keep this extra gold. Which way is better? Couple of events over here on the left, couple of events over there on the right. A chest, an elite, and a campfire. Basically the same, okay. When I say basically the same, I mean the same down to the order. Game piece is ridiculous already. Oh no. We're cantripping. I play that, it gives me an extra card back. Yep. Yep. That's dumb. That's dumb. 6 cards left in deck. For the gamble, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ten slimes isn't even like a problem. I know it's kind of stupid, but yeah, it's really not. What a freebie. Acrobatics plus there. Piercing Whale looks good here. Maybe we'll try and hit Piercing Whale with the mummy hand. Yes, indeed. Oh, that shuffled from the game piece. I forgot about it. Stupid. Yeah, that was just me being forgetful. Alright, so we're not like infinite. Just mostly. Just close enough to no longer need to care. Crystal Sphere. I predicted you'll enter. A raspy voice calls out as you enter a mystical hut. Your destiny has brought you here. We must uncover your future and fortune so you can save us all. Okay, here are the options for the Crystal Sphere reading. Be sure to sign this waiver as well, she says while bringing out the pen and parchment. 98 gold, divine 3 times. Payment plan, gain a debt, divine 6 times. Oh my lord. At the end of your turn, if this card's in your hand, lose 10 gold. I am going into a shop in the moment. Divine 6 times. What does divining entail? What's my remove at the moment? Defend? Defend remove looks pretty good. That said, walking into the shop with 250 gold looks pretty good. I can just remove the debt. Yeah, okay. How to divine. A minigame. Okay, reveal your future by revealing tiles. Select small divination or big divination to reveal the tiles within the crystal sphere. Once an item is revealed, you will receive it at the end of the session. But beware, revealing some items may be dangerous. Oh, okay, cool. There's gold. There's what looks to be some potions. Ooh. Okay, there's a curse there. Let's avoid that curse. Let's reveal this box. I think. Without revealing the curse. Treasure unveiled. And what are you? You're an uncommon card? That could be something good. 10 gold, 30 gold, 10 gold. Bottled potential. Shuffle all your cards into your draw pile and draw 5 cards. Liquid bronze, Snecko oil. Bottled potential is definitely better than explosive ampule. Heart of Iron. No, we can discard the vulnerable version for the Thorn Potion, and we get to choose a Speedster, a Blur, or a Haze. Speedster is so much damage. And it's a power, so it draws a card. Sure. Snake Oil, draw 7 cards, randomize the cost of cards in your hand this turn. If Snecko Oil goes well, you can just go infinite. So what was this box? Oh, I didn't fully reveal the box. Okay. I think that might have been a relic. An anchor. Well, we're going in with 350 gold, or thereabouts. We can upgrade extra thorns. We can upgrade just for more card draw. Yeah. More card draw. Bigger card draw is totally fine. Oh, it's back-to-back shops? Okay, yes, it is back-to-back shops. So we can take... Oh. What is this? It is a different shop. It's a discount store. He's got a 1-cent skull. He's got a half-price mat. He's got little merchant figurines. He's got a training dummy. Is that a training dummy? He's got a Necronomicon. Sorry, a Necronomicon. It's got like a glow lamp over here. Anchor question mark. Start each combat with 4 block. Mango. Neko. Start each combat confused. Okay. Blood vial. Half blood vial. These are very interesting. Every 5 turns gain energy is still actually pretty good. Max HP by 3. Anchor for 54. Unfortunately, I think I want to take all my gold into this next combat. We can take the Venerable Tea set, I suppose. Even just 1 extra starting energy can make a big difference. Okay. We'll take you. And now to the real shop. Yeah, there we go. Royal Stamp. Upon pickup, choose an attack or skill in your deck and enchant it with Royally Approved. It has Innate and Retain. That's That's really good. Bouncing Flask on sale. Clarity Extract. Let's take the removal service on this debt. And maybe just this Speedster. Untouchable's very good as well. Actually, a Power Potion's very good as well. Yeah, we can take Speedster Power Potion. Did I heal there? It looked like something. Oh, the Book of Five Rings. I'd say it looks like something healed me. It did. The Book of Five Rings healed me for taking a Speedster. Alright, so with Mummified Hand and with Game Piece, all of these powers will stack. So let's have a bit of a power spam situation going on. We can play you with Prepared, I think. Discard both of these, actually. Beautiful. Alright. Yeah, this deck's pretty busted. Only need one Calc Gamble. Luminescence the Speedster. Gives us a 0-cost Acrobatics. Gives us a discard on a Defend. We can backflip here for the grand finale. Yeah, we'll do it. Not a bad first turn. Not bad at all. Unsettling Lamp. Each combat, the first time you play a card that debuffs an enemy, double its effect. Beautiful. Precise Cut. Prepared 1. Or Blur. Playing a Blur through does basically make us immune forever. We're up against the Queen though, so we're actually going to kill her in one turn. And we have the option to upgrade another Prepared. I'll take that. It becomes our best upgrade for the upcoming campfire. Do definitely want to land Mummified Hand on one of these Speedsters. Beautiful. There we go. Acro. And backflip. Grand finale. Easy. Tools of the trade, another power. Ashore, yeah. Very easy to say yes to. Powers in this deck. Let's go for this Prepared upgrade. And you, Queenie, we're going to try and kill the Queen here on turn 1. Let's Power Potion. Serpent Form. Whenever you play a card, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. You don't say. It's going to cost 0, you say. Yes. I see. Okay. That's, yeah, it's definitely just dumb. Mm. Here's the grand finale. And we can acro into calculate gamble. We cannot. This acro will take us to 0 cards in deck. Beautiful. Now this calculate gamble kills. Phenomenal. Turn 1. Ooh, love to see it. I'm really enjoying Preserved Fog. Empty Cage was one of my favorite relics. One of my favorite boss relics in the first game. Specifically because it let you do things like this. And Preserved Fog giving you a folly is not a big deal. Like 5 removes, effectively plus a curse, so effectively -4 cards in deck, is simply twice as strong as Empty Cage, which was already strong. In fact, it's probably more than twice as strong because you experience that remove every time you shuffle your deck. And yeah, with the way that Slay the Spire 2 scales at the moment, you shuffle your deck quite a lot more. Even cards like, is it the Abacus? Whenever you shuffle, draw another card. Yeah, really pushes card removes even more extremely powerful than previously. There are a lot more curses as well, I will note. And some of the new characters have smaller decks, and they do seem to suffer from that because there are so many statuses as well. So it's both true that curses are more prevalent and card removes are much more powerful, and statuses are much more prevalent all at once. Yeah, some exhaust mechanics, or those cards that transform, like Seance, which transforms a card in your deck into a soul, or the Regents cards, which transform cards in your deck into minion, like minion strike, things like that. They are very, very, very good as well for that reason, because they let you take removes without being punished by statuses as a consequence of taking those removes. How do we do it here? We took this game piece. This game piece absolutely really shot the deck into overpowered territory. Like you note that after we took that game piece, we didn't actually need to pass turn, barely ever. Preserved Fog did a lot of work, and then game piece made sure that we were winning on turn 1 and turn 2 basically all the time, even if I misplayed a little bit. And as we took these additional powers, Tools of the Trade, these speedsters maybe were -1 energy when you played them a lot of the time. But I think with this combination of relics, we could actually just play every single power. And even though we have 32 cards in deck, our effective number of cards in deck, like let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those cards in deck are powers, which brings our effective deck size down to 24. And then there's Piercing Wail, 3 calculated gambles, which all exhaust, brings us down to effectively 20 cards. And then of those 20, only 1 is a curse. 2 prepared plus 3 acrobatics plus, is that the right number? Yeah. And a backflip, so 6 of them a card draw, 2 escape plans with both cantrip and the restlessness. So that when we do actually spend down a hand, we can just immediately keep going. So yeah, of those 20 remaining cards, half of them are card draw. And yeah, I mean, what would we have removed next? Defend, neutralize, probably are the cards to go next. Maybe defend, neutralize, then snake bite. and then Ricochet, and we just play the grand finale. I mean, frankly, we could have removed the grand finale as well. Speedster is more than enough damage. It's pretty shocking that grand finale is still 50 damage, to be honest. It seems harder to trigger grand finale in this version of the game with so many more statuses. And also, the enemies have much more HP. So grand finale is still dealing 50. When HP has been inflated, feels pretty rough. I think the grand finale probably should be buffed. Because you saw even in Act 1, like grand finale wasn't enough to win hallway fights by itself, even though it required a lot of setup and being drawn on the right turn until we got the well-laid plans down. Anyway, let's go see the architect and have him slay us as per usual. That was a nice animation. Where did you come from, or what are you after? She's after bones and blood. She's a huntress. She's going to make you into a coat. 31 billion damage. Keep it up, fellas. Anyway, thank you for watching. Enjoy the spy. GG. Have a great day. Bye.